Mm, someone will call me corrupt because I'm eating government's money, literally. So the money go from government, and I've become corrupt. And I might even appear in the news headlines, pun intended. So I got a loan. I got a loan from Hustler Fund. Hmm? You know, there's a funny story behind it. Hmm. There's a funny story behind it. So this is how it went. So at the beginning of this year, I think, was it at the beginning of this year? So I borrowed I borrowed the Hustler Fund, and then I delayed in repaying it. And what happened after delaying it? Usually, when you borrow money from someone who is tracking your money, they might decide that you have decided to delay to pay this loan. Next time, we are not giving you, or we are reducing the limit, or whichever consequences that you might face. And I think that is what happened. So I had a limit of 500, and I repaid the loan later on. I finished repaying the loan later on. So the next time I tried to access Hustler Fund, now as a comrade, I didn't get the loan. Alright? And I was like, something might be wrong, because I keep on getting this error that will process your request. Each and every time I request a loan, I'm getting this error. Now it reached a point, I think it was last week, yester week. I tried so much so that I can get the loan, so that I can survive, because lately I've been getting less maintenance money, and I understand why this is happening, because my siblings also want to go to school, so some money has to be saved somewhere, and I had to be affected by that decision. So in some effort to sustain myself, I had to get a loan from. Yesterday I was literally broke, zero. I had actually 2 shillings. I even called my sister so that I can get some that shillings, so that I can buy some internet, Wi-Fi internet, and then I did some videos. Okay, I did some videos yesterday, content in videos in Maxipine, and I had to post it on social media, and so I needed some, maybe 20 shillings. I buy about 1 GB and then upload the content. So fortunately I got the 30 shillings from my sis, my lovely sis. She's amazing. Only that sometimes she discourages she 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 disappoints sometimes because of her, you know, she's a good person. So I got the money, and in some effort to get my own money, I had to take a loan. But now I was getting this error that I cannot. We will process your request after Nini. So went out. I actually downloaded Facebook Lite so that I can talk to Safaricom. And the reason behind that is that right now you cannot talk to anyone or message anyone on Facebook in any browser, because I think they are they are putting some Facebook is putting up some privacy control so that you cannot send so that the message you are sending to the other party, it is encrypted and it has some privacy. So I had to download Facebook Lite because I had quit Facebook, and I don't know, it came as a blessing in disguise because I posted some hilarious posts that have gotten some silly reactions, haha reactions, and you know, it is making people happy. Usually when I post something, it is either something controversial or something that will make you happy. Either in WhatsApp, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. I'm not very active there, but whatever. So after I told them, it was about the day before yesterday. I told them that I have an issue. I keep on getting this error, and I knew that they are the one who are hosting the Hustler Fund project in their system, because it is a government initiative. So, and I didn't think that a government might own a server so that it can do that. So it is hosted by Safaricom. So I contacted them so that they can fix the issue for me, right? And then they tell me to pull out the SIM card out of my phone and then return it back. You know, they advised me properly, and maybe after maybe a day I get the loan. So that is what I'm eating. I'm very corrupt today. I decided to eat. So I actually borrowed the money yesterday at 2 a.m. or even 3 a.m. thereabout. I am not sure about that. So that's that. I have the money in my account, and there is something that happened. I got all the 500. Usually they cut 25 shillings, so that you can receive for 75 shillings, and 25 shillings I don't know where it goes. I think it goes to, I don't know, personal sijui nini. Ati they keep the money for you. I don't understand why the government did that. So that is what happened yesterday. Actually, it was today when I got the loan. But again, I'm talking about, when you sleep, you consider yesterday, the time you were awake yesterday. I don't follow the conventional way of naming a day or yesterday. It is all normal to me. It occurs to me that the day before you slept is a day. We consider that yesterday, at least for me. So And now there are people I know very well. They have not paid their hustler fund. They decided to not to pay the money from the government. The first time that this money was now accessible to the public. And it's funny, Kenyans are that way. They borrow the loan, they not return it. Some even have defaulted from paying Mshwari and Fuliza loans. And now you can imagine the microfinance loans, these apps that are usually found in Play Store. Imagine you are the owner of that business. You are giving out loans, you are dishing out loans to people, and they don't return it. Usually what happens, I hear of cases that people have defaulted and they are receiving calls. They are receiving calls every now and then regularly, and you are like, what just happened? And when they default, you give they keep on calling you so that you can pay, and they are very brutal. You can even decide not to pay 1 shilling. They will call until you pay that 1 shilling. Usually taking loans from these people is just pathetic. And I don't know, I wouldn't start a business of dishing out loans to people, because wow, it's very difficult. Or if I'm giving out loans, it is in an environment that I know very well. I'm controlling these people. It's either I have employed them, and so I'm giving them money so that they can return to me, and if they don't, I'll have some way so that they can get that money. I definitely have a way. I have some legal ground to get the money from their accounts, and doesn't matter, I'll be brutal also with them. You see how it is disadvantageous to start something that, anyway, money is a crucial thing. Money is an important matter to any human being, and right now, these days that we are living in, if we were living in those Stone Age time, or Stone Age period, this would be something else. But money is the only thing in this world. And we must look at for it. So yeah. So yesterday I slept at 2 a.m. while watching some interviews. Usually, okay, I find myself when I watch an interview, there's something that is developing in my mind. I start absorbing the wisdom from other people, and even I start finding myself starting to think in a different way. For the past 1 week or something, I think, I said the other day that I am usually changing every day. I'm usually a new me every day, but this week I think there has been a revamp. Okay, in this case, not a revamp, but addition of other, I don't know. There has been now a new perception of me, of how I perceive things. And ever since I changed my name, but there has been some significant changes in my mind, how I perceive things, how I look at things, and how generally I approach things. So you find that after watching yesterday's, it was a podcast between Mkurugenzi Belmuto. I'm his fan, by the way. If you'll ever switch watch this, I'm his great fan. And I'm hearing that he's conducting a story. He tells stories people, and the way he tells stories to people, it's actually very unique, outstanding, amazing. You hear one story, you want to hear the next. So I hear that he's here in Eldoret, at Eldoret town, and he usually conducts what do you call them? Like a visit to towns. Maybe he's in Eldoret. He's somewhere in maybe Nairobi. Nairobi what? Nairobi Cinema. I'm not sure about the name. Where people now, his fans gather there to listen to his stories. So I hear that on 13th or 15th, he's in Rupas Mall here in Eldoret. Rupas Mall is a mall here in Eldoret, and I would want to visit there so that I can eat some KFC. I've missed KFC. It's been like, but it's been a while. It's been a while, by the way. I've not eaten some KFC. I can't even remember the last time that I took or I ate some KFC chicken and chips. Surely they sleep. I saw a comment somewhere. There's a certain food that hits different, and someone asked, "How many slaps did you receive?" And I found that very hilarious and funny. Yeah, I miss Rupas for KFC. Hey, let me look for my own money. I want to look for money so that they can become like Hezi, and so that KFC will be you can even be eating it daily. But lately I have realized that, or I have come to an understanding that the food you eat nowadays will really affect your health. Because the food that we are eating right now, for example, the food that I've just eaten, it's been a while since I've eaten some wheat flour. Any food that is made of wheat flour. It's been like 2 or 3 weeks. 2 or 3 weeks. I've not eaten anything wheat and has sugar in it. So today I decided to eat this. I've not even finished eating this kangumus. They're called kangumus. In English, you can loosely translate them to herds. I bought some herds. They're called herds because they have no name. I'm directly translating kangamutu, or you can call them in English small herds. Yeah. So let me show you. Actually, I've not even. There are three, I think. So this is an gumus. They're usually small. So I wanted to say what I was talking about, how I've not eaten any, and the food that we eat nowadays is resulting to the diseases that we are having as people of this modern society. Talk of diabetes, talk of these lifestyle diseases such as, I'll call cancer as one of them, because cancer is one of them. There is kidney failure, there is liver cirrhosis part of, I think, because people eat or drink alcohol at their own pleasure, at their own will, so it means that it is a lifestyle disease. What else do people eat? Okay, there's nothing else. I cannot think of any other right now. But if you conclude and if you make your research, your clear research, you will realize that most of these diseases that we are having, as when we talk of Kenyans, because this is where I am in right now, they are as a result of modernization, the middle class narrative. People want to eat like mzungus. People want to eat like, important people, civilized people. And in that effect, people are having this diseases, diseases, or is it illnesses or diseases? Whichever the case, as long as the point is at home. So people are facing that thing. People are bringing, literally, people are buying they are literally buying diseases. They find that, it will only hurt them. I want to talk about myself. That is one point that I've come to realize, that, or even start to think twice about it. My perception has started to change about food. And that is one instance. So the second instance is life. And now, for this case, I'm objectively thinking about business. Since now, this month is when I want to now get into drop shipping. I want to go back. It's been like 6 months down the line, 7 months. It was about November last year when I tried it. But there are many things that I didn't consider. One, I didn't do my proper research. For me, research means that I really do not know how to conduct a research. So I'll be doing that. I'll be training myself to get that skill. To research about your audience, how you reach them, how now you create a need, and now how you will sell your product. So Abel Muto was having this conversation with Mwafrika in this Econeni podcast, and they were at somewhere at this conversation where they were having it, or they were at this juncture. They were talking about some clothing. Hey, they talked about many things, but the lesson I picked from that conversation they were having about clothing, they were talking about, as people who have money. Okay, there are two type of people in this world. There are people who buy clothes and shoes extravagantly extravagantly, and there are people who just love or buy any clothes because it serves the purpose. The purpose is hiding their nakedness. And they were having this hard conversation that, the clothes that we buy in Gucci, the shoes that we buy from Adidas, the shoes we buy from Nike, they all serve the same purpose. Okay, they might be expensive, okay, but they serve the same purpose as the person who will just buy a Gikomba or Gikosh. You call him Gikomba is actually a big market for second-hand items in Kenya. And they were comparing the two. They were like, by the way, what is different from wearing those clothes that you have bought from somewhere else cheaper, and compared to the clothes that you have bought from Gucci, you have bought from Versace. I hear there's this company called, what do you call this company? Let me change the name. I'm tired of holding the phone. company called what? It focuses more on women apparel, and it is sung in this song by just can't remember the name. Oh, man, I can't remember. But it is a big name. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Oh, Louis Vuitton. Yes, I've just remembered from the song. I've forgotten about it. Louis Vuitton and all these brands, the luxury brands. Brands, not brands. Brands. And you are like, the same people. When someone is wearing Gucci and the other one is wearing such a casual T-shirt, they debate about the clothes that they are wearing. This is from Versace. Oh. The other guy is like, oh, see, I'm wearing clothes. See, they are serving the same purpose. See, it's okay with me. What is there a big issue there? And the conversation can keep on going because you are just wearing Versace and whatever. It is so different, and now in this case it's very different from people who are driving a Mercedes Benz and person who is driving like a Toyota Passo. You find that the experiences are different. There you cannot argue. As someone who is driving a Lamborghini, or let me call it what's the name of this luxury, the most expensive car, Bugatti. Someone who is driving a Bugatti and someone who is driving a Mercedes Benz, the experiences are very different, and you cannot compare them. The difference is very clear. You cannot compare them. So in that conversation they talked about brands. They were actually talking about something different, but I started having this perceptions that, bro, if you look at what they are talking about in terms of brand awareness, so the thought in mind is Marxist. I want to establish a brand that is known to people, that is popular, that is strong, and that has a strong foundation that people perceive. Brand is all about how people perceive you. That is all. How people perceive you, now that is brand, according to me. That is how I define brand, and I've come to learn this over time. Now, talk of how. Okay, let me go back to the example that I've just given. There's a person who is wearing a T-shirt from. He has just bought it from the market, second-hand item, and there is this guy who has just bought it from Gucci or Versace, whichever it is. They were actually talking about this guy, this Nigerian guy who scammed people, and he had a very genius idea of how he was conducting it. Anyway, talk of compare the two, Gucci and the other T-shirt that you have just bought. Compare the two guys, or the two T-shirts. Note the difference. You find that there is no difference in these clothes. It's only that the value that someone else has put into it is different from the other item that has no one has put value into it. These T-shirts that cost almost, you can even find a T-shirt that is worth 10,000 Kenyan shillings. Right now it is about $100. $100. Yeah, $100. Yeah, something close to that. The difference between the T-shirts that is costing those $100 and a T-shirt that you have just bought for, usually T-shirts cost here 200 shillings here. in Kenya in Gikomba or in secondary markets, 200 shillings at most. If it 250 tops, you can consider it 300 shillings tops. So if you look at the two, the difference is actually the branding. They might be even having the same value, but the other one has been given value, brand value. When you hear of a cloth that has come from Gucci, you always know that it is expensive. And considering that the picture that people have about the brand, Gucci brand, they'll even pay more than even to buy this other nini. And people are willing to buy that nini item, even if you can get it for nini, as long as it has the Gucci name. You're willing to bet your life, the money you have, so that you can get the item. And from that example, I really got so much insights, and I was like, there's this idea in mind, Maxis. I want to establish sport apparel and items company, dropshipping, e-commerce. Let me talk of e-commerce company. And I'm like, this is very achievable, but how will I make a strong brand? What guess the answer that came out of my mind, the question in mind that came about that it is about, do I really know my audience? The answer is no. I've not researched about them, and I've not researched their lives to see what they love, to understand what goes into their minds. So I was actually thinking of starting or buying a store in what do you call it? What do you call this? Shopify. Yes. I want to buy a store for $1 so that they can start dropshipping. But thinking about it twice, I think without a plan, a good strategy, and understand your audience, you will be doing nonsense. You'll be doing zero work. And from that point, I think something changed. Even to other channels that I'm doing, there's Maxify and Clear Magazine. Yes, all of them were affected. The ideas in mind. I started to look at this in a objective manner. This is what I'll do. I decided that my brand will promote Clear Magazine, me as a person. But what will I be talking about in the social media? So that people have this brand. I'm branding myself. I'm known for this. I'm standing for this, because I mentioned this the last time. Was it last time, or I'm not sure about that. So I've started to have new insights, understand your audience. Now, be based on a particular niche. Start selling out, creating a need so that you can sell out, and you'll achieve the dreams that I will achieve the dreams that I have, the plans that I have for myself. Maxis, Spotify Legacy, I'm not sure about it. The plan is still on hold for Spotify Legacy, but at least I have some new insights. Now every day is a learning day. That is why I watch this podcast, to have insights, to make new ideas out of my mind. Because for me, when I think about it, I'm like a life path 7. When you put some breadcrumbs here, I'll figure it out. I'll definitely figure it out. And you don't need to tell me directly for something. Tell me a certain subject so that I can know. Okay, I'm not really speaking a point. Like, you give me a fishing rod, I'll figure out how to fish. That's it. I'm like a life path 7. By the way, I have starting to think that anyway, I'm not going to that direction. That's that. That is what I learned from that podcast. And I didn't know that. Anyway, it's okay. I didn't know that Moaf had a podcast with Mkurugenzi, but I loved it. Mkurugenzi is such a vibe. He can interact with any person, vibe with them, talk with them, relate with them. But I'm not that. Anyway, he encourages me a lot to keep on learning. But the stories that he gives. Yes, Ngumus have started to sweat. Ngumus started to sweat. So I think that's that. That's the new me. I think I've started to think objectively, specifically about any dream that I have. Approach everything objectively. That is what I've learned so far. So let me eat my lunch or my breakfast. I usually don't eat breakfast for some reasons. It's good to fast in the morning for your health, at least. And there is something that I've not mentioned. Today I was doing some thumbnails for the content that I created yesterday. So that is what I've been doing this morning. I'm going back so that I can create even more content. I have one unedited video, so I need to go and edit it, make a short. I'm actually investing more in shorts rather than, okay, I'll do long videos and even, but I want to invest more on shorts, and I want to appear in every, I want to create a brand in people so that they can perceive me as a person who can who helps them with productivity tips, and they keep on coming to my page so that they can see and have a new perception of digital world. So I'll be designing the thumbnails. Actually, this is what I've been doing this morning. Anyway, not that I have anything to talk about that is important. Let me end this diary here. Cheers, and remember, if it can be shaken, it can be moved. Until tomorrow, adios.